First tonight, there's been another deadly shark attack off a West Australian beach.
A surfer was mauled by what's believed to be a great white near Wedge Island, south of Lancelin this morning.
Our reporter Essie Deeves joins us now from the scene. Essie, a jet skier actually witnessed this attack. Tell us more.
Yes, that's right, Tash. A jet skier saw the horrible ordeal unfold. Now, he has told us how he desperately tried to pull the 24-year-old shark victim to safety, but he couldn't. Now, it happened just after 9 o'clock this morning, south of Wedge, at a popular surfing spot known as Dolphins. Now, understandably, a small group of surfers, including the shark victim's best mate, are traumatised. They were in the water at the time. Police and emergency services scour the sea and the shore, searching for any remains of the man in his 20s. The surfer was on a day trip from Perth when the predator struck shortly after 9 o'clock this morning. His devastated friend, who was surfing with him, was able to swim for his life. Matt Holmes was towing a mate on the back of a jet ski when he saw the horror unfold.
Just come out of the water and just it was like it was eating a seal, just threw its body out of the water for this guy. And I turned back and looked at my mate and I just thought, like, is this real?
He rushed his friend to shore and headed straight back out into the bloodied waves.
There was just blood everywhere and a massive, massive white shark circling the body to half the torso that was left.
He did everything he could, reaching out to retrieve the remains.
The shark came at me on the jet ski and tried to knock me off. And I did another loop, and when I came back to the body, the shark took it.
Back at the beach, he picked up the dead surfer's companion.
And he jumped on the back of the ski and we just went looking for his mate. Could never imagine that happened to anyone. Such a young dude.
You must be counting your blessings there.
Yeah.
Locals are shocked that tragedy has come to their much-loved beach, a popular yet isolated surfing spot only accessible by four-wheel drive.
We're all pretty devastated and, yeah, we were actually out here surfing yesterday, so, you know, right at this spot.
We've sent some shark capture gear up, and the order's been given for us to attempt to catch a shark if we're able to.
Beaches will remain closed until at least 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. At Wedge Island, Essie Deeves, 10 News. Now, as you can imagine, I did say earlier, many locals here are shocked. Many of those are tourists that have travelled north for the school holidays. Some have already ventured back into nearby beaches and into the water. As you can imagine, with so many shark fatalities in so little time, it has renewed calls for sharks to be culled. Nick Way has the details.
It's a grisly record. 6 shark deaths in 2 years, 5 of those in the past 10 months. One of the victims, a friend of Dave Stiff's. The latest tragedy prompting the former Wedge Island crayfisherman to call for a cull.
They're a menace. You know, they really are. They're just... And this is not going to be the last fatality. There's going to be more and more and more every year.
They are a protected species under Commonwealth legislation. There's nothing that we can do about culling anyway, but I think it's time to have a good hard look.
Today's attack follows the loss of Peter Kerman at Stratham, George Wainwright at Rottnest, Bryn Martin at Cottesloe and Kyle Burden at Bunker Bay last September. 3 of those have perished since the launch of WA's $14 million shark strategy in November, and there have been 2 serious but non-lethal attacks.
Continuing to do our best to what's a fairly difficult issue to deal with.
In a bid to reduce the death toll, more than 100 white pointers have been tagged, including a 5-metre female who's repeatedly triggered shark monitoring alarms along Perth beaches in the past fortnight.
And what we're trying to see is whether or not this rate of incidence is due to shark numbers or shark behaviour or a combination of the two, and also just changes in human behaviour as well.
And there are growing concerns about the potential impact on tourism.
And that is not a positive for our tourism industry. But on the other hand, we'd like people to know that we're working very hard.
Increasing seal numbers could be partly to blame.
If there was a pack of wild dingoes, which are natural animals as well, moved into Cottesloe Beach and started eating children and people on the beach, they'd be culled pretty quick.
The research might tell us that there are now much greater numbers of great whites than ever before, and maybe we should look at whether or not they should remain a protected species.
Nick Way, 10 News.